When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning,
And now,
everybody. How are you? Happy President's Day. Happy day that we have Donald Trump as president and not Hillary Clinton. Hey, Chesney, how are you? Seed to Seed, how are you? Alan, good morning. NHC, Marianne, Judy, Lisa, how's everybody? Hey, Marlene, good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody doing okay on this President's Day, this fine Monday? Hey, Judy. It's nice to have President Trump in the White House. I know the left is going absolutely bonkers right now on President's Day. Hey, Daniel. They can't accept the fact that he was elected president. Hey, Robin, good morning. Windy in Vegas. Marianne, it is cold here, windy, and it's supposed to get down into like 30s tonight. So, it's unbelievable. Let me go ahead and read Psalm 140 as everybody's coming in. I'll probably just read part of it. Deliver me, O Lord, from evil men. Preserve me from violent men who plan evil things in their hearts. They continually gather together for war. They sharpen their tongues like a serpent. The poison of asps is under their lips. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from violent men who have proposed to make my steps stumble. The proud have hidden a snare for me and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set traps for me. I said to the Lord, You are my God. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord. O God, the Lord, the strength of my salvation. You have covered my head in the day of battle. Do not grant, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Do not further his wicked scheme, lest they be exalted. As for the head of those who surround me, let the evil of their lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise up not up again. Let not a slander be established in the earth. Let evil hunt the violent man to overthrow him. I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted and justice for the poor. Surely the righteous shall give thanks to your name. The upright shall dwell in your presence. Amen. I read it all. Got it all in there. So, before we get started, just want to remind you, my ears are not like yours. Can be gotten at over there at Amazon.com. It's a great basket stuffer for oh, hi Barbara, for upcoming Easter, birthdays, and just because you love someone and you want to give them a great positive gift to a child. And you see the purple back here. This is, I wanted to bring this out. I don't think I showed you on Friday. This is a purple multicolored flappy pad that I did. This is another one your dogs are going to love. Here's the back on it. It's purple. Everybody loves purple. So again, that's when you just jostle it around, you can see how it comes out, and they just love to lay on this. You can put it on the end of your bed, on furniture, put it in their bed. Carmen says, I'm so jealous. And this way you can get a really nice, comfortable, warm, cozy place for them to lay on this. And again, this is a flappy pad. You'll find this at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Do you really make German Shepherd clothes? Yeah, Chessie, I mean, I could make something like this or clothes, but it costs more, you know, when you're talking about a large dog. Just getting the dimensions and the length right, it just costs more. But this is at AbbybellPetDesigns.com, and it's AbbybellE petdesigns.com if you want to get these. Carmen loves them. Her dog doesn't even want her to take it away from her. So, thanks for retweeting. So, how's everybody doing? Robin said she loves purple. Everybody loves purple. Morning, all gotta be on listen mode, multitasking. Okay, Barb. Thank you, Carmen, for putting up the the website. Um, so, what do you think about what's happening? Donald Trump is my president. Happy President's Day. There you go, Brandon. The left went crazy this morning. Purple is your favorite color. Mine too, Chesney. I love purple. I love this one. I mean, really, it's so pretty. It's harder to see, I think, through the camera, but it's a really light lavender with multicolored purple. I just love it. Happy President's Day, Lee. Hey, Cully. Yep, love my president. Yeah, this morning they were just, I mean, seriously, just going crazy over on Twitter. I'm doing well today. Thank you, Susan. Good, Wayne. It's pretty. Thank you, Chesney. Yeah, I can make those bigger. But, again, it costs more money for the materials for the larger dogs. That's all. You love your president? Yes. Well, just imagine what would be happening right now. There would be gun confiscation at the doors, probably, if Hillary were president. Hey, Debbie. What about Barbara? What are you talking about? I didn't get the other question. I think the ball was dropped on Cruz from literally birth on. Yeah, Judy, I was reading that there were some reports coming out about that even at age 3, there's some developmentally delayed issues that he was having. I've avoided news all weekend, so catch me up, Carmen said. Another year to thank God Obama isn't our president and Hillary lost, Robin said. Absolutely. Yeah, I can't even imagine. Good morning, Debbie. Yeah, the information, too. There's other information. Let me read some of it. These are all allegations, of course. Let me say that up front. According to the AP, the school and government records said allegedly that the alleged shooter, was diagnosed as developmentally delayed at age 3, and disciplinary issues dated back to middle school. That's not unusual for that case. I seriously love you all, but got to get it together listening, Barbara said. It's okay, Barbara. Barbara's listening to everybody. She's got stuff that she has to do. And I just got a message from somebody I sent a dog bed to. She said that Ollie, her dog, absolutely loves his bed. I did a round dog bed. It was huge, and it was probably the last dog bed I'll do because they're just so difficult to do. Let me just tell you. Whew. But I'm working on it, trying to get a better bed. Anyway, he transferred supposedly to a special school in the 8th grade for kids with emotional and behavioral issues. Why is he alleged? Because, Marlene, if you don't, I say it anyway, because if he's mentally ill, Marlene, and he said that he's the shooter, it's still an allegation, in my opinion, until the court says so, and also for legal issues. I say that I'm protecting myself by saying alleged. That's all. Okay, my opinion may be different. It may be the same, but I say alleged to protect myself from any type of court action, legal action, whatever. So that's why I do it. You're welcome. I know people, I'm have practiced before. I'm kind of held to a different standard. Somebody may come back to me and say, "Why did you say that?" and try to sue me. And I just say everything is an allegation until the court orders it closed. I read he had Asperger's syndrome as well. Could possibly be, Judy. Ethics. There you go, Chesney. Yep, ethics. Now, also, according to the report, he was visited by, I call it CPS, it's Child Protective Services. I know that Florida calls it something else. But in September 2016, after a video of him showing that he was cutting himself, and there was supposedly a Nazi symbol on his book bag and a racial epithet that he had drawn. I guess his mother, according to the article, said mother made him erase all of that. And at that point, I guess, apparently, he told his mother he was going to buy a gun. A crisis counselor, hey Hassan, went to the school at some point after that and said that they did not believe that he was a threat to himself or others. Now, the one thing I want to say about that, I know, happy President's Day, Hassan, people want to try to put everything on a therapist or a psychiatrist and say, why didn't you see the warning signs? On the day that, if you're a therapist, on the day that you see somebody or a psychiatrist, if they're not presenting to you at that time that they're a threat to themselves or others, you can't foresee what the future is going to be. So I can just imagine that sooner than later that's going to be an allegation. Why didn't the psychiatrist know? Why didn't the therapist know? Again, You're presented right there at that time, and if there's no threat, there's no threat. It's not one thing, a multitude of issues here. Well, yes, that's true, Judy. I don't know how much a therapist had. And again, even a therapist having the multitude of issues wouldn't necessarily know on that day. I mean, they're assessing that day. They're not a threat to themselves or others. They can put on a good show, Marlene. A lot of people do. And I've had people that would come into my office as a client and maybe say something that I was a little suspicious of, and I would start questioning a little bit further into what was going on. And, you know, if they deny it and it's plausible, there's not much you can do. I mean, if you think there's a threat to somebody, some known entity or known person, yes, you need to do something at that point. But if not, I mean, you know, it could be at that time that you're not going to have that. Somebody just came in and said they love President Trump. Thank you. Thanks for coming. See you later. That was Tiny G10 who loves President Trump, everybody. I think he suffered from Trump acceptance rejection disorder, Spencer said. Yep. Marlene, you know that, you know, you have different things that, different issues. If you're on your medications, you're one way sometimes, and if you're not on your medications, you're another way. They tried to blame Holmes Aurora Theater shooting on a shrink too. Yep. Hey, Veritas, they do that, Spencer. It's easier to, again, point fingers at everybody else and whose fault it is, rather than looking at why the shooter did what they did. You know, how were they raised? Are there mental issues? Did something go wrong in the family? Da 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 da. Yeah, Chesney, I got rid of one troll. The one who said he absolutely loved President Trump. I'm so glad that he came in. That was Tiny G10. If everybody is looking, you can see that he loves President Trump. You know, I liked how Governor Bevin, pray for my husband, please. Low liver function from meds. Oh, wow. Yeah, Marlene, absolutely. Marlene's husband needs our prayers for healing, everybody, if you would pray for him. Low liver function due from his medication. You dropped your phone, Jesse. Marianne came back. They tried, yeah, and that's the thing right now. They're trying to kind of blame everything on everybody else. Governor Bevin said that there needs to be more control over video games, movies, music, and the culture is crumbling. My son has a lot of issues, lives with me, not allowed around weapons or to drive, Debbie said. Yeah. And Debbie, sometimes you can prevent things like that from happening, and sometimes when a child gets older, you can't. I mean, it depends upon if he's physically bigger than you and wants to go do something. You know, it's going to be you putting yourself in the middle of it, you know, to try to prevent that. Prayers for her husband, Robin said, for you, Marlene. He said, Governor Bevin said, let's repair the fabric of America. Nicholas Cruz's stepdad died, and he said that he wants to make people feel how he felt. Wow, Lee, that's amazing. Thanks, everyone. I would never use the word tiny in my tagline. I know, Cully, you know, but you're not a lefty either. Hey, Laura. I guess sometimes for them, tiny is better, right? You know, I listened to a pastor from Calvary Chapel in Hawaii yesterday talk about the demonic and evil and different things in different groups. And if you haven't heard that pastor speak about that, maybe you should listen to that. It was really good. May the God of our salvation spread his healing hands on all those ill, both of body and spirit. Yes. Nice horse. Thank you. More boy. Just blame it all on me. I'm a big boy, Wayne said. Yep. Thank God for Governor Bevin. No kidding. But I think we have to, you know, again, we have a movement on now already. It's a political movement, I believe. He knows I'm mom and mom wins. Good, Debbie. That's important. I think there's a political movement on. I think these kids in high school that survived the shooting. Yeah, this country's nuts. Moon Boy. Yes, want to get a horse one day. Moon Boy, it's a lot of expense, I can tell you that. You don't really realize how much goes into a horse. They get shoes every 6 weeks. And when I'm talking shoes, it's expensive. I know, it's crazy. My horse right now is shoeless, so there you go. Which is fine, too. She's 25 this year. Um, Heartbroken of the facts of my rock music, more demons than the obvious ones. Carmen said, going to hire people for care. Good. Work a while every 6 weeks. Yeah, Chessie, they do. Their feet grow, so they have to. That's more often than I get shoes. I know, Robin. She right now, because she's not really ridden, we don't have shoes on her, which is fine. But if you're going to ride them, they have to have shoes, and they're expensive. And depending if you're a hunter jumper, you know, the people that jump or dressage or whatever, you've got to have the best people fitting those shoes too. So it's an expense. What I was saying about the kids in school, there's obviously somebody behind them. One of the people who spoke, a female that spoke, she basically has 54,000 followers right now, and she's already verified. And she has something like on her profile that says something about changes here. So I noticed that the Women's March group is behind all of this as well. I would say probably that, 54,000, and they've gone out. I mean, these people, God bless their souls, who have been killed and have not even had a funeral. These high school students have gone out. They have signs made. They've got a website up now. They have a march planned for March 24th. They're going to go and march on Washington, D.C. They already have a meeting set up next week with the president. So I would say they're probably pretty well organized, and I don't necessarily think it was the high school kids that organized it. Not a coincidence, rise of school shooting and social media, violent gaming, wake up parents. Exactly. Keith, right? I think. Factor not discussed is bullying in school. Yeah, I mean, Judy, I think they talk about bullying, but we don't really address issues the way it should be. It's not going to do any good, Marianne, because the agenda on the left is just to take away the guns. And they're using children now. They're using the high school kids now to do it. They need to strike whilst iron is hot. I'm 100% behind them. They have a great courage. Oh, I noticed that you use whilst the iron is hot. You must be Aleister Crowley, huh? Aleister Crowley fan, I can tell. I'm with you on that. Did not organize themselves. Yes, it's Robin is in what is in the heart and what needs to be back in the heart and back in the schools, which is God. They need school expulsion reform. Well, remember under Obama, he didn't want anybody expelled. Remember that? That he felt that, as a social justice warrior. You can look it up. You'll love it, Pandora. As and I don't think striking whilst the iron is hot is what we need to do. I think what we need to do is actually talk about what the real reason behind the shootings are. And that is a lack of God, a lack of parental supervision, a lack of morals, a lack of everything else. So if you want to talk about what's really happening, let's talk about what's really happening. Now, as an article that I have on SusanKnowles.com, if you wanted to solve the problem right now and protect children, then let's get retired military and retired police officers, arm them, put them at schools. Let's get metal detectors. Brandon, I think that TSA would probably be better served if they did go over there to the schools than in the airports. Have a metal detector outside of the schools. It's a very traditional saying. I don't get what you're saying. It doesn't matter, Pandora. It doesn't matter. The other parts I said after that were more important. This is not good if adults are arranging kids to march and such. Well, Chessie, they do that all the time. They even have kids march to support abortion. Are you surprised? Think Israel has one gate to get in and there's an armed guard. Yeah. Well, Robin, I mean, it's like they're sitting ducks. The children are sitting ducks. People know that children aren't going to have guns at the schools. They know no one else is going to have guns at the schools. And, you're sitting duck. Not only did I have to do Pledge of Allegiance, but I had to learn Pledge to Christian flag in school. Carmen said they use kids as props. Yes, they do. Metal detectors stop no one. Armed people do. I'm saying they could have two, Keith. Just have both metal detectors and have guards. Have it all. I mean, why not do what you need to do? This can be resolved at the schools immediately If that's what the left wanted to do, if that's really what they were interested in, it could be resolved today. But that's not what they're interested in. They want to take your guns, period. And first of all, they'll start with, AR-15s. And once they get that, it'll be, oh, okay, well, but see, there was another shooting, and that involved a handgun. So now we need to look at handguns. No, we need to look at the people behind the guns. Thank you, Robin. Robin liked my article. Thank you, thank you. So that's what we need to look at. Some metal detectors cannot trace ceramic knives. Oh, but Lee, knives aren't a problem. Remember, it's just the Second Amendment that's a problem. I agree, metal detectors and guards, Second Amendment is a right. Yep, one thing we can all do right now is call schools in your area and ask them if they have a plan. Judy, they'll tell you they certainly do, and they'll tell you they won't talk about it, of course. I know they have a plan, but is it a plan that works? Long guns, a.k.a. AR-15, account for only a fraction of the murders. That's right, Keith. And, I mean, if we're looking at it, no, I don't think that's obvious, Pandora, but thanks anyway. I think that, again, if you really want to look at it, you have to look at all things and discuss pretty much, different things that need to be done. But the left has no interest in doing that. They just want the guns. And that's it. And knives don't matter, right? If somebody said, Lee said about ceramic knives, that doesn't matter. They're not after the knives. They're after the guns. The knives will be next, but I'm just saying right now they're after the guns. And you've got that most of the shootings in Chicago are done with handguns. There you go, Chicago Pops. And that's where the majority, I mean, you talk about things that are doing. And why don't we ever mention, we're talking about killing children. See, I noticed that Kamala Harris came out and said, hey, we can't really let this go on, and we can't have this discussion, where we're slaughtering our babies. We're slaughtering babies at the tune of 3,000 a day, and it's called abortion. So if you want to talk about preventing the killing of children, maybe we should start by saying and taking a look at abortion. Exactly. Yeah, Barbara, that's true. You can make a gun on a 3D printer, no detection needed. Yep, no detection there. That's just heartbreaking. Yes, she's bad. She is bad word. Yep, I know, Barbara. They get the guns, they will come for the knives. Exactly, Carmen. But nobody wants to talk about abortions. People forget guns don't kill people, people kill people. The weapon of choice is the tool. That's right, Debbie, no matter what it is. But, I mean, if you're going to have any serious discussion about harming children, you've got to include abortion. 3,000 a day. Let's see, that's about what happened in 9/11, right? And we were all so incensed about 9/11, which we should have been, because 3,000 people lost their lives. But we get 3,000 babies dying a day, and I don't really hear too many people talking about it. I don't hear the left talking about it. Hey, Rhonda, I hear the left talking about, wow, we can't slaughter our precious children and let them be slaughtered when you're slaughtering our precious children. Why is it when white kids are killed, everyone goes nuts? Forget about blacks in Chicago with handguns. I don't think it's a racial thing, Keith. I think it's, you got the mayor in Chicago who thinks everything's fine. But babies aren't people. Exactly, Marlene. That's the way they look at it. Good morning from Dubai. How are you? Spencer said guns will only be the opening of a plan to take whatever they jolly well want to take from us. That's right, Spencer. The Dems are hypocrites. They'll murder the unborn and act like they care about our children. Exactly. I'm great, thank you. But if when they're having this, if I point my finger at someone and shout bang, will I kill someone? Pandora, I'll let you answer that for yourself. Hi, I hope all well and your family. Thank you. You're back at you. All right, Chessie. But they're having this week on Wednesday, President Trump is meeting with the children at the high school for a listening session. Thank you. And I think there should be a listening session on abortion and about how 3,000 children die each day. Just saying. That would be great. Yeah, I will, Barb. There is a website with a counter for year-to-date abortion numbers. I'm sure it's pretty darn high. You can give us that if you want to, Alan. Happy President's Day, Jamie. Good to see you. So if children being gunned down bothers you, you're a hypocrite, huh? No. I think if you're going to talk about children being gunned down, you have to figure out what's going on and why it's happening. And it isn't the guns. It's the people behind the guns. And you have to also include in that 3,000 children a day are being killed by abortion. It's part of the discussion. Not lying, sweetheart, but we'll see you next time. That will be a setup for Trump. They can't behave. Exactly. That Cully, all that is just going in and basically having the kids sit there and probably, hopefully not be rude. Hopefully their parents have taught them maybe not to be rude. Only those convicted of felony violent crimes should be kept from gun ownership. We need to repeal many of the laws that were put in place already. Spencer said, agreed. Thank you, Susan. You're welcome, Jamie. Do you have Snapchat? No, I don't. The hearts of people need to be fixed. Exactly, Dee. But we don't want to talk about that. All we want to talk about is guns, because that's the agenda of the left. Get the guns. So, yeah, abortion's better. All-time low. Nope. Same guy. Yeah. The other one had to go too. This is probably a parody account. Yeah. There's a parody account thing going around about Maxine Waters. Don't be fooled by it. It's Maxine P. Waters. It's a parody account. She really didn't say what they're saying. Why block? Oh, I don't know. Because it's easier to talk with you gone. Oh my God. But anyway, so the March for Our Lives is on March 24th. How can we expect children to have respect for their parents? Exactly, Keith. Because she can. I know, Judy. I support responsible gun ownership, but not at the expense of our kids' lives. It's not at the expense of our kids' lives, Pandora, if you just, do what you're supposed to do and have a real discussion. Hey, Danielle. Not Friday already. Yeah, but it's President's Day. See, they're all out of school. Nobody's cleaning the basement right now. And so I guess they're down in the basement looking at things. April 20th, kids march on D.C. about guns. It's the left trying so hard. I think it is March 24th, Jamie. Susan has too much to do to be on Snapchat. I am on Instagram, though. Isn't that terrible? And there, Alan has given us the link for the abortions year to date. If you'd like to go check that out, that's a counter on it. And on, I think it was March 14th. That's when the little ladies in the pink caps. Do you rate Donald Trump? And if you do, why? Are you another bot? Another troll? You're in Scotland. Saw Harris say that with her own foul mouth. I know, Barbara. That was very foul. Abortion is not supposed to be a form of birth control. Debbie said that's true. But the kitty cat hat women, I have no Marianne, they just came in because it's a President's Day. It's a holiday. The kid had 26 interaction with local law enforcement. He shouldn't have been allowed a weapon. So that's why law enforcement, FBI should have done their jobs, right? But they didn't do their jobs. It hasn't anything to do with the gun. It has to do with the system that failed. It didn't protect. The FBI didn't go out and do their jobs. They had a tip, from somebody, and they just let it go. And the police, I think they saw him like 36 times. And also other people saw him. Yeah, 39 interactions. That's not the problem of the gun. That's the problem of the system failing. And those people, who maybe should have been taking care of him with a mental illness, doing as best as they could. I don't know if they did or not. I have no idea. The family who took him in because their child said, take him in because he no longer has parents, they said they didn't see any of this. I'm not there. I'm not walking in their shoes. Did the kid legally buy the gun? Debbie, from what I've heard, he did. But I don't know. The system failed. Why are they not calling for the sheriff to resign? Exactly, Jamie. Exactly. And they were saying that, with the FBI, nothing came through on the Florida office. I'm agreeing with you. I'm for stronger enforcement, not abolishment. Yeah. And President Trump this morning basically is saying that he's for looking at the state and local background checks. There again, if you don't put the information in the background checks, it's not going to be there. Must be heartbreaking for the foster parents, I'm surely. Yes, he did pass a background check for the long gun, Jamie said. I highly recommend Michelle Bachman's speech. See Oliver Tree Ministries on YouTube. Yeah, Robin's good. I didn't hear that particular one. Some hilarious laws need to be addressed so information can be exchanged with law enforcement. Exactly. Trump is doing his job. Yep. HIPAA heard the kid was to inherit $800,000 when 21. I don't know, Cully. Could that be true? We have to get background checks right. Well, the background checks are good. It's everything else that's not so great. I mean, look at California. They have the toughest background checks. They have the toughest laws on everything, and still things slip through. I mean, again, if you're not posting the information into the system for people to see it, then you're not going to get it's hard for me to believe also that this kid with developmental delays, if that's true, went in and passed this, the background check. I don't know. It seems weird, and it seems like some information because, yeah, again, Judy, you mentioned too, like HIPAA. The lawless don't care about laws. They don't. Tell the left that. They seem to think they do. On somebody that's as a juvenile, you're not going to have that in the system. That was a question I had. How does someone working at the Dollar Tree afford an AR-15? I don't know. I'm for Trump, first president I've seen that isn't a puppet. No, that's true, Crux. Apparently, that's exactly what happened. Seems nuts. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure. But see, if they'd had information from all the problems that he'd had before and all the things that he was doing, I think that would help. But there again, that's, you're not going to have information from a juvenile that's put into that system. Maybe that's another problem that needs to be looked at. Illegals can find guns just walking the piers of California. Good point there, Spencer. 39 interactions is not grounds to infringement on 29 on the Second Amendment. No, I don't think you should have infringement on the second. Absolutely not. I think you have to look at that one particular person and find out did he slip through the cracks because somebody didn't do their job, didn't put information in the system. The store owner who sold him the long gun was squeaky clean and no previous issues with the ATF, Jamie said. So, I mean, it's not a real simple issue, but the issue is not to take away people's guns. Again, as I said, this problem could be fixed today, but the left doesn't want it to be fixed today. Because then they couldn't have their March 14th walkout for 17 minutes, and they couldn't have their March 24th meeting and whatever they're going to be doing on that day on Washington. They wouldn't be able to do that. They want to keep this going. As we get closer and closer to the 2018 elections, you're going to see more and more and more of this. Hey, Tim. Or is it Tom? Tom. So that's what it is. That's what we're seeing. All right, let's see. And again, we had the FBI coming out and saying, yeah, we missed it. And there's not much that you can do. You can't really sue the FBI. Oh my gosh, already? If you would, please just retweet this right now and share with your followers. True story, I just turned to my nephew. He was put on a 72-hour hold, then went home. Exactly, Judy. What are they going to do? Sounds like the gun debate in America has gone nuts. No, it's just the left in America that has gone nuts over guns. That's all. Thank you for sharing. Wait, was Sandy Hook near an election? Ban AR-15, then go buy Ruger Mini 14 and on and on. Well, Keith, it's just how do we get from one, the AR-15s and taking away everything that you have? They're not going to stop at one. Hey, Rick. I mean, that's been proven so many times. I mean, they were, again, talking about bump stocks and everything else last night. So, I don't know. In Florida, they do have a state waiting period of 3 days. We have that too, Brian, in California. I think it's 10 or something like that. Why attack the NRA, though? Leftist nuts. Well, Brandon, I'm so glad that you brought that up. Hey, Rhonda, can citizens of Russia own guns? I have no idea. Why attack the NRA? Well, here's the reason we're attacking the NRA. It's all political, Brandon. The problem is that the NRA gives money to support candidates, Republican candidates. The Democrats don't like that. But what the Democrats fail to tell you is that they have probably more donors than do the Republicans. And the NRA is a big donor to Republicans. They've already, the LA Times came out and talked about how Rubio got $3 million over his career. President Trump just had $30 million donated from the NRA to help in the 2016 election. But if you go and you check out how many donors and how much money is given to the left, it's amazing. Okay? It's amazing. And so the NRA, and now they're trying to connect the NRA with the Koch brothers, it's just trying to shut down. It's just trying to shut down what the donations that the right gets. Left has majority of the 1% as their donors. That's right. I look like Donald Trump. Well, thank you, Ricky. And I can tell, Rick, that you love Donald Trump. So thank you for that compliment. Now go back to the basement, sweetheart. My local gun shop is overwhelmed with people getting concealed permits. Same all over, Brian said. The NRA is a piggy bank to the right. It's right, Jamie. It is. Is saying I want to do something actually a crime as opposed to I am. Maybe they couldn't arrest. Yes, if you say, if there's a credible threat saying I am going to go blow up the school or whatever, yeah, that's a credible threat. Why didn't Obama reinstate assault weapon ban? They neglect to mention the NRA donates to a few Democrats as well. I know, Judy, but we can't. Shh, that's a dirty little secret. The base. I am selling backpack body armor big time, Jamie said. Yeah, go to CarolinaPrepper.com if you want to get some more protection. Maybe armor, backpack body armor there at CarolinaPrepper.com. Yeah, I know. Shh. We can't say any of that. Little hands, Ricky. You do look like Trump. You are a lovely professional lady. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I don't think it's the guns, what society like in America today. I imagine that's the problem. Well, Crooks, it's there's a problem all over the world. Let me just start there. And America has its own issues that we're taking care of or should be taking care of. So, as I'm sure Scotland has their own issues as well. You're welcome, Jamie. The DNC is so greedy they are now trying to milk money from the dead bodies of the children in Parkland, Spencer said. Yep. It ain't the guns, folks. Don't make us... yes, forks don't make us fat, Brian said. Hey, Carolina Prepper. Is it Tom or Tim? It's Tom, right? I got that right? What we need we need to bring God back into the schools, into society, into our lives. Is it Tom? It's Tom. Heroin has been totally banned for many decades. How's that working? Yeah, and let me just tell you, when President Trump, after he's done his listening session with the kids on Wednesday, when are we going to talk about opioids? When are we going to talk about that? When are we going to talk about drugs as being the problem? When are we going to bring that up, left? When are we going to bring up that fact? The left is now outlawing body armor in many places. Unbelievable, Spencer. These kids also want to be famous. Yes. Your president is off golfing today. Well, white trash cracker. What a name. Who thought that up for you? Isn't that a little bit racist in your name? Pretty disgusting. But you know what? If he's off playing golf, I am happy for him to do that. Because he works hard, unlike the last president that we had. Just saying. I can't believe they're outlawing body armor. Yeah, another friend. Trump gave his last quarter's earnings to organizations battling opioid. Yeah, exactly. It is President's Day. He gets a lot done and has time to play golf. Exactly. But I would think about changing your profile name if I were you, because it's pretty disgusting. Drugs are one of the main problems behind the shootings in Chicago. And according to the report that I read you from the AP, the mother at the time when the CPS worker came there said that he was on medication. Broward County is the biggest prescribers of opiates, pain centers on every block. Whoa, there you go, Lisa. He's still ready to work when he's playing golf. Exactly. And, Tom, he's also working when he's playing golf. The left only wants us to be good little victims. That's right, Spencer. Get in line, be good little victims. Yeah, there is something going on with, again, I'm not blaming the students. Those students are being backed by someone, okay? You have to go look at that. You really do. I mean, we have to see where that money is coming from. And I would say most of it's coming from George Soros, probably Obama's group, and the women from the Women's March. That's what I think is going on. So, and the kids are being used as pawns. A lot of big deals made on golf courses. Exactly, Tom. But if you never worked a day in your life, people that are saying that about the president probably haven't worked. They wouldn't know that deals are made on the golf course. Perhaps the Russians. Yeah, it's the Russians' fault. Yeah. Now, Rush Limbaugh, he said the solution is concealed carry in schools. And I don't disagree with him. I think the teachers should be carrying, and I think guards placed at the door with weapons. I think that that'll never happen in California because of drug addicts. People they are older and truly suffer will have to do without mild pain meds. Exactly. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, needs to be disbanded. Exactly. Obama's website organization. Lead the Children. Oh, I missed it. And Rush Limbaugh said everybody they want to shoot up a school knows that they're going to be the only one armed, which is true. Every responsible American should arm themselves. Yeah, they should, Keith. A big donor on the right, Al Hoffman Jr., a real estate developer, wrote in an email Saturday to a GOP congressional leadership saying he won't cut another check until they support a ban on assault weapons, according to New York Times article. Don't know if that's true. Again, it is New York Times. But there was a ban on assault weapons that expired in 2004. Wait, 2004? And now this is 2018, right? Obama was president during those times, and so was George Bush. Okay, just bringing that out for you to know that Obama didn't go after the guns. At least he didn't go after the assault rifles, assault weapons, and he had an ability to do that, right? So why didn't that happen if it was so important? Virginia Tech went to a legal carry campus after Cho killed 36 there. Yes, good. Unfortunately, in Scotland, we have next to no rights of defending ourselves. Well, and you know what? Cruxman, that's what they want to do here in America. They want to make us just like that. No such thing as an assault weapon. Yep. Cully. Honest answer, our AR-15 is used for target practice. It's not a self-defense weapon, is it? You can use AR-15, I guess, for whatever you want. I mean, protecting yourself would be one thing. Defending yourself. Use it for target practice. You could, I don't know if you could shoot animals with it. I guess you could. You cannot even have a penknife in your pocket in the street in Scotland. Wow. The kids were screaming at President Trump. I saw that, Danielle. Very rude. I don't know much about guns, Robin said. Thanks to Trump, the Republicans are great. Thank you. We'll see you later, White. Hey, Susie, good morning. Yes, you can target practice with it planned ranges. Yeah, I don't think they allow that in California. Surprising, shock, shock. But you can go to a range and fire a shotgun. AR-15 is not a great home defense weapon. I wouldn't think so, Keith, because it would take out the walls. Should we harden schools the way they do in Israel? I don't know about harden schools. We should guard schools, I think, Susie. The AR-15 is the most popular sporting rifle in America. There you go, Spencer said. Good morning. Switzerland lets their citizens have guns. Wow. No gym for Susan. She's I know. Finger strong. If someone breaks into your house here and you beat them, you can be sued for assault. Well, that's California. Scotland and California are a lot alike, I think. I think there needs to be control on ammo. Aw, and that's so cute. Taking out the exactly. Quick draw. Pachoo. Yeah, Susie, they should be guarded. Exactly. Too powerful goes through walls to your neighbor's house. So does a Glock, too, Keith. But there are people that use them. And I don't know. If you're being attacked, do you really care, I guess? But, yep. Trump 2020, MAGA, Daniel said, don't break in Florida, stand your ground. Yeah, I mean, the thing to do is don't break into any houses. But wait, Keith. Criminals follow the law. What do you mean break into somebody's house? Yeah. So, I mean, if you're going to, you can, hey, Clint, if we take away the guns, right, the criminals are going to obey the law. So we don't need guns to protect ourselves against criminals because they're obeying the law. And so they're not going to break into your house because that would be illegal. Do you know the sarcasm in my voice? Ammo can be made at home, though, if you're a real gun person. That's right, Susie. All this gun talk, I may have to go buy another one. There you go, Judy. Limiting ammo is silly. We want people to have proper practice at the range for safety. Yes, Lisa, but they really don't want you to have proper practice anywhere. Glock, my favorite gun ever, Barbara said. 12-gauge shotgun with number 6 shot is the most effective home defense weapon available. What is that? Is that bird or buck shot, Spencer? That's the only way I know it. Bird, buck, or slug. I think slug would be better, but just saying. I don't know what number 6 is. Criminals don't actually follow laws. Gun laws will not help. That's right, Susie, but you can't tell the left that. They don't get that. My dog gives no warning, Lee said. Donald has Scottish ancestors. Oh, probably. Coley, is there any other way? Pump action shotgun is the best home defense. Yeah, let's see. Number 6 shot becomes fairly harmless after penetrating 2 layers of sheetrock. Oh, it's bird? Bird's not going to do anything, Spencer. You need at least buck. Come on. Come on now. Okay. And now everybody is mad at President Trump for having that tweet saying that the FBI was too focused on Russia to concern themselves with going after following the tip with Florida. It is still quite deadly, I know, but it's just, the buck stops here. It's a bird shot. It's true. I know, but again, truth hurts the FBI. Nobody wants anybody to talk about the truth. Trump says what most of us think. Yep. Bear mace. Woo. Brandon says, well, Brandon, with bear mace, just know you got to get close enough. You really probably don't want to get that close to somebody who could have a knife or anything else. So I wouldn't want to choose mace over something else when I'm protecting myself. M16, MAC-10, and AK-47s are my favorite, Clint said. Birdshot will put the hurting on you. Yep. They can find an NFL jersey, just saying. Barbara said, I've yet to meet an American that knows Trump's grandmother was from Scotland. That surprises me. Let's all cry over Trump's tweets. I know, Robin. I know. And then we had who was it? I don't know who it was. Democrat Ruben Gallego. Is that his name? Who said, you are such a psychopath that you have to make even the death of 17 children about you. America will regret the day you were ever born. I say it's time for Ruben to be voted out, but he's a Democrat and a veteran, so. No, you don't. Bear mace is sticky and shoots up to 40 feet. You have to be a pretty good aim, though, don't you have to, Brandon? The other side of Trump's family are German. Well, guess that's why he's fair-skinned. You do not want to take out what you cannot see through the walls. Buckshot is for after they run out of the house. If they make it that far, highly unlikely that after taking a load of number 6 at close range. Yeah, well, in California, you can't do that. I'm inspired by a recent grandmother who reported her grandson who had plans to shoot up the school. Yeah, she did the right thing. Is it Explore? Yeah, you can't shoot somebody when they're running away, though, Spencer. It's against the law. She was a hero. Thank goodness she did that. What do we do when we can't buy groceries because it requires mark of the beast, need guns for hunting? The church won't be here during that time. Just saying. Gardening. There you go. Raise your own food. Police are searching for a missing Uber and Lyft driver who placed a 911 call the day after he was last seen in downtown Los Angeles, his friend said. I know, Judy. Big boy. Big boy says, pick the guns up. Wayne said, I will shoot them first, then spray them with bear repellent. There you go, Wayne. Carmen is a meat eater. So there's a young man, 29 years old, who was last seen driving out of his apartment garage on February 11. There was another copycat. A mom turned in her son. Same sort of shoot-up plan. Well, there was some, let me just say this. In North Carolina, I just read this morning, there was a 17-year-old who's now been arrested twice for saying that he's going to shoot up his school. So That's 2 times. Why are you giving somebody an opportunity to say that a couple of times? I don't know. Let's see some other things. Let's see. That was a teenager in Clover Garden School. He was arrested twice in February, allegedly for threatening to blow up the school. And when they let him go, as he was walking out, he said he was going to do it again, and so they brought him back in. So how bad was Obama? You don't even want to ask that question in here. 3 Broward students now. Wow. It's hopeful we can vet our own selves. Yeah. They had removed birdshot from the heart of Cheney's fiasco. Cheney's victim was nearly killed with birdshot from 40 yards away. Yep. Obama didn't love America. That's true, Robin. If he did, he sure fooled everybody on that one. Some news on Israel. Again, the Middle East is important to know what's going on out there. Israel announced that it has a historic gas. Obama who? Was he president? He has Israel announces a historic gas contract with Egypt. That's new, probably coming out of the Golan Heights. Today is Thank God Hillary Isn't President Day, Brendan said. Absolutely. Obama still doesn't love America, Robin said. Also, Syria was shelling on eastern Ghouta, killing 18 civilians. That's near Golan Heights. Thanks, I'm enjoying the chat. Good, Craig. We're glad that you're here. Israel retaliated on Sunday night against the Hamas in the Gaza Strip in response to a rocket fired into Israel on Sunday night, which landed in a field with no damage. No one was killed. This is so funny. LOL. Well, we're glad you're enjoying yourself. Did you see Russian Chris Wallace? He set him straight. I heard what he said, though. I didn't see that one. Strikes targeted also an underground infrastructure in the Strip. The IDF struck 18 targets, including Hamas weapons manufacturing infrastructure. That was retaliating. Yep, prayers for Israel being picked on from all sides. No kidding. Retaliation for injuring 4 IDF soldiers in the Gaza border Saturday during riots and protests. What happened was, this is quoting from Amir Sarfati. Hi, James. Amir Sarfati said that basically there was a protest in the Gaza Strip with Hamas. They planted the Hamas Palestinian flag near the border. You wish someone would kiss Trump? You love him that much, John? Well, thanks for coming in and telling us that. So they planted a flag, and then when the IDF, the Israeli soldiers went over to take the flag out, they detonated it and it blew up. And so once they detonated it and the flag blew up, it injured those 4 people. And so that's when Israel went in to strike on them. Oh, hey, James Morrison. Okay, we'll remember that. I'm proud to be the last generation of spankings. Got paddled my first day of kindergarten for blooding another boy's nose over a girl. If you spare the spanking, you ruin the brats, Clint said. God blesses those who support Israel. I'm getting screenshots of those creeps. Good, Robin, good. So Israel and Egypt continue to work together to destroy the underground tunnels of Hamas. And the IDF hit 2 observation points with tanks as well. So a lot going on in Israel right now with Hamas. And it's not really being reported on at all. James, we are on every day at this time. James Morrison, if you want to come back every day at this time, every weekday, you're welcome to come back. You're back. Yay, James. James, come and visit us again. Welcome. I'm just home from work. Ah, wow. What time is it in Scotland? Late. Okay. Sounds good, James. Let's see. 6 p.m. Okay, cool. Keith, thanks. Just before 5. Oh. Not bad. Let's see. So we got that. Orrin Hatch sent a letter of apology. Yeah. Wish I could hear your Scottish accent. James said. Trolls blocked me for asking James to come back. Wow, that's nice, Marlene. Unbelievable. You hope Trump has a wonderful life. Thank you, the artist number 2. Thanks for coming in and saying that. So the artist number 2 loves Trump. Thank you, Lee. Take care. Just wanted to let everybody know today, Bill has a scheduled conflict for tomorrow. So God's views on political news will be today at 1 p.m. Eastern on God's Views on Political News page. So we're taping it today. If you want to come and join us, you'll be able to comment, ask questions. But it's on today instead of tomorrow, which is usually on Tuesday. So next week, we'll be back to the Tuesday schedule. But yes, it's on Facebook, Danielle. Robin said she loves the Scottish accent. We'll catch that. Okay, Lee, cool. And I'll have it up on my website later on in the day as well. Got to go follow and catch up later. All the best, folks. Thank you, James. Still digging tunnels? Yes, Susie. Most of Palestine is without power in the dead of winter. Ugh. Trump is doing a great job. Yes, big boy, he certainly is. Thank you, and God bless you all. Do you scope it? Wayne, no, it's on Facebook Live. It's basically on a software that runs on Facebook, and it's not on Periscope. But I'll put it on my website a little bit later in the day at susanknowles.com. And you can go there and watch the video. You just won't be able to participate live. But again, if you went to Facebook, the page, God's Views on Political News, at 1 p.m., it would be there live. You could, list your comments, whatever. I think today's subject we're going to be, thank you, Veritas, for dropping by. Thanks for coming in. We're going to be probably talking a lot about the shooting, Florida shooting, what needs to be done. So that'll be the hot topic for today. 1 Eastern, yep. God's Views on Political News. Have a wonderful day, Brandon. You too. Still digging tunnels. Remember, again, available at Amazon.com. My Ears Are Not Like Yours. If you want to give a positive message to children, this is the book to do it. And Love a Man in a Kilt, Marlene said. And this is good for Easter, birthdays, or just because you love a child and you want to give them a positive message. Positive, positive. Our children need more positive messages. My Ears Are Not Like Yours. Amazon.com. And the flappy pads are available at abbybellpetdesigns.com. You're from Scotland too. Everybody came in from Scotland. Why don't I believe that everybody who's in here is from Scotland? But if you love your pets, get a flappy pad at abbybellpetdesigns.com. You can find everything at susanknowles.com as well for articles. Dundee me. So we have a couple minutes left. Slow day in Scotland. I know, Robin. They all hopped in America. Vice President Pence visited the border yesterday in Texas. He says 1,100 people a day attempt to enter through the border. So 1,100 a day. That's a lot of people trying to come in illegally. Okay, Carmen. Say hi to your mom for us. That's a lot of people coming in across the border. Orrin Hatch, she wrote a letter of apology to the ex-wives about Rob Porter. I guess he had defended Rob Porter before because he thought that it was a political stunt, but he found out it wasn't. My best friend is a teacher. She was killed. I'm sad about that. Where did that happen at, big boy? That is sad. Mom says hello. Thanks, Carmen. At the shooting? That's terrible. What was the name? Still cannot figure about the ex-wives. Why now? I know. It's political. Not saying it didn't happen, but it is political. 9mm beats 911 every time, Keith said. Sally. That's very sad. A lot of great teachers at that school who spared the children's lives and risked their own and lost their lives. Very, very amazing heroes. All right, everybody, I'm going to let you go. Thanks so much for coming in. If you would, please, would you go ahead and retweet this and share this with everyone? I would really appreciate it. Like after the show, will you just go ahead and retweet it quickly, if you would, everybody on YouTube, and also share it on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for coming in. God bless you all. We'll see